It's time for a Jeep Wrangler, a 2024 Jeep Wrangler update. How is this thing doing? You know, I've had it for a couple of months, something like that. We are at 405 miles on the odometer. So I thought it'd be a good time to give a bit of an update as to how it's doing, because you know, Jeep always gets a bad rap when it comes to quality and reliability, right? First of all, let me tell you, I love this thing. I am so glad that I decided to trade off the Tundra. Nothing wrong with the Tundra, but I like this better. It's more maneuverable. I can get in and out of places, tight places, much easier than I could with a full-size Tundra. That thing was massive. Love driving it around. It is the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, which I was a little skeptical of at first. You know, I haven't had a lot of turbos really over the years, but they've always been decent. This one is no exception. It goes when I hit the gas or the accelerator, and I love that. It is awesome. It's a blast to drive. Nimble, comfortable. Speaking of comfort, how are the seats and things like that inside? I mean, it is a Jeep Wrangler, right? It's supposed to be rough and rugged and horrible. It's not. It's comfortable. The seats are just fine. You know, I will give credit to Jeep. Couple years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, I drove a Jeep Gladiator from deep South Texas to middle Colorado, about a 19, 20-hour drive, something like that, and then back. And I have to say, never once sitting in those seats did my rear end stop to bother me, or I felt fatigued or uncomfortable. It was fantastic. We have the same seats in this Jeep Wrangler, and they feel the same way. Nice and comfortable, good support. I can get the angles and everything where I want them. I love it. Nice. What about the ergonomics? Everything inside. Real quick, of course, it's a smaller vehicle, so unless you have dinosaur arms or something, you can reach everything you need. I can even reach over to the glove box down there and put something in or pull something out real quick if I want. And another thing, kind of a little thing that I like, right behind the center console here are a couple of cup holders. You know, you ever go to the drive-thru and you've got something already in the center, maybe you've got a drink or coffee or a Mountain Dew with you, something like that. You got your wife or husband or significant other, kids, whatever it is with you, and you don't have enough cup holders. Well, I can just simply reach down behind me, and there's 2 other cup holders there. So I really have 4 cup holders easily available to me in the Jeep Wrangler. Just one of those little things, I think. Let's talk about fit and finish. You know, that's something I always look at. Can be kind of a pet peeve to me. You know, whether or not all the body panels line up, whether or not everything is secure. So far, I haven't noticed any issues or anything like that with the Jeep Gladiator, or Jeep Wrangler, I should say. Everything fits well. Haven't discovered any chips or nicks or scratches or anything like that in this vehicle. I love it. It's awesome. Under the hood, everything's easy to get to, simply labeled. You can find where to check your washer fluid or washer fluid, your oil, all the other stuff that you need to take a look at. Might sound like a simple thing, but if you're the type of person like me that likes to get under the hood and make sure everything is good, it's nice to be able to find it, right? Let's talk about fuel economy. You know, I had a choice. I could have gone with Jeep's electric or hybrid, whatever version. I decided not to do that because it just didn't feel right to me to get anything electric in a Jeep Wrangler. You know, it's supposed to be an off-road vehicle. You should never be limited or throttled by electric outlets. Not that it was fully electric or anything, but still, it had that feeling to me. I love the setup of the engine in this. It's great for the size of the vehicle that we have. I mentioned earlier, plenty of power, plenty of acceleration. I would not go with the electric version myself, the hybrid version, but hey, if that's your thing, nothing wrong with that. It's your money, get what you like, right? Let's talk about the appearance of it, because that's the first thing that always attracts me to any vehicle. I love it. I think it looks great. Jeep has maintained their authentic look with the latest, and this is a remodeled version, by the way. If you're not aware, the 2024 Wrangler is a remodeled a little bit. I mean, they didn't change a whole lot. They gave us a longer, wider infotainment screen. They gave us some kind of fabric-y stuff in the dash. That's probably the only thing I'm not real hip about. I don't know why we have fabric on the dash or the dash area, but they did. It looks good. I mean, it looks fine. It's got some stitching in it and stuff, and I don't know, just kind of strange that you would have fabric as part of a dash, particularly in a Jeep Wrangler. Now, let's talk about fuel economy. We got to talk about that. I kind of left that a little bit there for a minute. I am currently getting, let's see, 17.3 miles per gallon. Now, that's not awesome mileage for sure, particularly in a vehicle as small and as light as the Jeep is. I mean, it should be getting better than that, I think. I didn't buy it for fuel economy, though, and this is one of those instances where if you're concerned about fuel economy, why in the heck did you buy a Jeep? They're not known for fuel economy, although that electric/hybrid version that I mentioned earlier, that would be a bit better if that is a concern for you, and maybe that's a motivating factor in getting that version. For me, I don't really care. Again, 17.4 miles per gallon. It's actually gone down a little bit. I was getting right around 18 or so. It's kind of strange too, because I removed the back seat. If you can see back there, you may notice there is no back seat. I took that out for storage room. I never have more than 2 people, myself included, in the Jeep Wrangler, so I didn't need that back there. It just opens things up a heck of a lot more so I can haul around stuff, whatever it might be. If you have a pet, maybe a big old dog that you're taking out off-roading with you or something, definitely recommend doing that. And kudos to Jeep for the way they set that seat up. It merely has a squeeze kind of rod device in the back that you then can fold the seat forward and pull it back to take it out. Pretty cool setup. I dig the way that they did that. They made it really, really simple, almost like you're supposed to take it out, right? So it's a pretty cool setup when it comes to that. Otherwise, everything else about the Jeep has been fantastic. I mentioned the infotainment screen. Love the new setup. Size-wise, it's perfect. You can see everything. The touch features of it work. One thing I do want to mention, which for some reason is typical with Mopar products, I had the black screen. I was in the Jeep, it was running, the radio went black. This always happens in every Mopar product I've ever had. I think it's like an update. You know, after you have it for a little while, it does some sort of an over-the-air update or something. The screen came back up, as it always does, and everything has been fine. But just beware, that may happen to you if you're buying a Mopar product, particularly a Jeep Wrangler, maybe a Gladiator. Expect it, it's gonna happen. Anyway, leave a comment, let me know, how is your Jeep Wrangler doing, particularly if you've bought the new remodeled version. I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there.